These are things I no longer spend money on, or I try not to spend money on. I'm still playing the what if game in my head. Is that weird? Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Steph and I make more so fashion and lifestyle content. And if you're back, welcome. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe down below and click that little bell if you'd like to get notifications because I make new videos every Wednesday. I've seen this trend going around on YouTube and I think it's a great place to start because a lot of my older videos were primarily hauls and such, and not saying that that's really gonna change, but as I've gotten older, my priorities definitely have changed. I'm realizing how to be more financially focused and effective ways to save my money and or invest it in things that I find important and can be profitable in the end. Without further ado, here are 8 things I no longer spend money on. I want to say most of this came to light in 2020, but I did stop buying a lot of these things prior to that. Where my office was located prior to this, I commuted quite a bit. I live just outside the city, which is beautiful, and I'm very lucky to be here right now. However, my commute in was always not the most cost effective, just based on logistics. There wasn't really a effective way to figure out different ways to commute in without spending quite a bit of money. So I realized that since I couldn't cut that cost, I'd have to focus on other things in order to save my money. So a lot of these things came into play prior to 2020. Number 1 is makeup. I know that's a very common one to have since the majority of us are at home, but I mean more so in the way of trying to keep up with the Joneses. I no longer am just purchasing things because beauty influencers tell me I should. I feel like over the years I've tried a decent amount of products and I know which ones just work for me. So right now I have been working on scaling down my beauty collection. I think I go through my beauty cabinet at least once a month and I just kind of purge products that I don't need. I have this minimalistic ideal that I will be able to carry everything I need in one small little makeup pouch and I don't need a whole set of drawers to go places and get ready. I've been told that that kind of contentment comes with age, and that's what that is. So another thing I no longer really spend money on are clothes, but more so fast fashion. I still believe in buying pieces that make me happy, but I'm not all too interested in trendy things. I'm really focused on good quality, long-lasting pieces that I can wear numerous times in numerous ways. I have this 6-month rule, and frankly, majority of the stores I shop at, this works, where I don't buy something unless I truly need it or have been thinking about it for an elongated amount of time. Unless something's so beautiful that I need it, then I'll buy it, but that rarely happens. Following trends has never really been my cup of tea, and majority of the things that I love have actually been more so hand-me-downs from my mom that she's bought that have been great quality and they just don't fit her the same way she bought it to fit her figure, and I'm very fortunate to look quite like my mom. So there we go. Number 3 is coffee. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I drink coffee every single day. I obviously buy it from the grocery store, but I don't buy it when out at the shop or going to work. And I actually started doing this a couple years ago because when I started focusing on the logistics of my commute and how much I spend per day and how much I spend per week, I realized that that's $3 to $6 that you could spend elsewhere. And in that case, $3 to $6, that's 15 to 30 bucks a week on a cup of coffee that honestly I could get for free at the office or I could make myself at home. It just didn't seem like a necessity to me and or practical. So I cut that out, and frankly, I don't really miss it. Another thing I don't spend money on anymore are extended warranties. And this started because I'm sometimes cheap. But also because I find I'm always playing the what if game, and I do take care of my technology, and if something happens to it, at that point I just buy a new one. Frankly, I know that that's not possible for everyone, but at the same time, if you add up the amount of extended warranties that you've probably purchased and how much it costs, chances are you could probably rebuy the product again. The only one I will say that I have purchased, and I don't regret purchasing it at all, I bought AppleCare for my Apple Watch. That's only because I was talking to the sales associate at Apple and he was very honest, which I loved, and he was telling me how he never buys AppleCare and or extended warranty on things either. However, with the Apple Watch, he did suggest it because it was only like $60, and if your Apple Watch breaks, like the screen cracks or something, they have to replace the entire unit, apparently. I didn't know how much I'd wear it, which I wear it every single day. And that being said, I have cracked the screen ever so slightly. It's scratched, and so I have to take it back to Apple. But we're in lockdown, so I'll do that eventually. Okay, so number 5 kind of leans into I think it was number 2, and that's shopping for sales. It could relate to clothing, but really anything. I've kind of ensured that I don't shop for sales anymore because half the time I don't buy things that I really want. I'm not someone who's just a shopper just to shop. Like, I don't necessarily enjoy going to the mall or going to stores and spending money. I'd rather invest in things, frankly. However, when I buy pieces, typically it's because I've wanted them for such a long period of time, or I can justify it in my head multiple different uses. When it comes to purchasing things on sale, half the time it's not something that I need. I will purchase something absolutely if I've wanted it for a long time and then it goes on sale, but I find impulse purchasing, because things are on sale, I've totally stopped myself from doing that and have saved myself quite a bit of money by doing that. When it comes to going to stores like Winners and TJ Maxx, I always have an idea of a few things that I need and I look for those. I don't just comb through aisles and pick up things anymore. Frankly, because I don't find that I love the items that I end up buying when I do that. So another thing I do not spend money on anymore is cheap furniture. And this was a lesson I learned in university, actually, because I had a budget for the furniture that I needed to buy for my room when I moved out of residence in second year, and I blew almost all of it on a dresser unit from IKEA that I needed because I needed a closet in my head. That dresser unit ended up falling apart, and it ended up not being so heavy that I couldn't even move it into the next house that I moved into the following year where I had a closet. And so because I spent money on that, I had to find other pieces to buy that could hold my stuff. So I ended up going on Kijiji because Facebook Marketplace wasn't a thing at the time. In the US, it's essentially Craigslist. And I ended up finding a few solid wood pieces from people who were just selling them at the time. And I actually upcycled them. I ended up buying a fully pine dresser. I ended up buying it, sanding it, painting it, and then putting on new hardware. And I plan on bringing it when I move out. I'm very into upcycling furniture. I think it's a great way to keep good quality pieces, and it's so much less waste, and it's better for the environment, and you save money. So all pluses. Highly recommend that. Don't spend money on cheap pieces. IKEA has some great pieces, fall apart pieces that you're never gonna use again. Okay, so number 7 is a given at this point. It's sweats and lounge clothing. I'm so tired of wearing sweatpants. Which I never thought I'd say, or even lounge clothing. In 2021, I don't need to see one more pair of sweatpants. I don't need any more loungewear. I miss getting ready. I miss putting on makeup, and I miss going outside. I miss dressing up, and so I've decided to leave that in 2020. I'm also not purchasing anymore. I've thrown out all of the cheap pieces that I own because they don't last. I don't think I have to buy any more loungewear for a long time, but when I do, I would focus on buying better quality sweatpants and such. Some of my favorites are absolutely Roots. They're incredible. They're pre-washed so they don't shrink. Or Lululemon pieces. I do enjoy their leggings, and they have great warranty on them. You can return them and or get them fixed if they rip or pill. That's a thing. A lot of people don't know that's a thing, but if you have pilling leggings from Lululemon, you can bring them back and they will send them away to get fixed, or it's really bad, they'll just replace them. I had a lot of friends in dance, and that's what they did. Number 8 is a little iffy for me. I want to say I no longer spend money on physical books because I listen to audiobooks. I still like having physical books. I read a lot of nonfiction and I almost sometimes wish I had the physical book so that I could use it as a notebook. But frankly, I'm trying to be more minimal with the amount of things I own, and in doing that, it's a lot easier. I like the concept of being easily movable and being more so low maintenance with the amount of things that I own, that having everything on audiobooks has made things a lot easier and a lot cleaner. I still have a dream to have a huge bookcase one day, but for right now, I find audiobooks have had a very prominent place in my life. I think I read or listen to at least a book a week minimum these days. I truly do enjoy reading and learning from different perspectives. So yeah. As for the money aspect of it, I have an audiobooks account right now as well as an Audible account. Don't ask me why. They intertwined over the years. I think I was just chasing free credits and then ended up paying for both, which I have canceled now. Another account that you can look at, I believe it's called Scribed. I'll link it down below. It's a cheaper alternative if you're looking for audiobooks. They don't have every book out there, but they have a lot available. So once again, that'll be linked down below. Another thing I highly recommend is a library app. I have Libby, and if you have a library card, you can just sign in to your public library, but it's not just your public library, it's almost every public library, I believe, in your province or state. And they have audiobooks on here, as well as pretty much any book you could ever think of that is in the public library database. So I highly recommend Libby. I'll link that down below as well. And so yeah, let's save money in 2021. Those are the 8 things I no longer spend money on. If you have any recommendations or tips or tricks, please leave them down in the comments below. I think we're all looking for new ways and different ways to save money and be more financially accountable. So please leave those comments down below, as well as any other content that you think that you want to see or you'd like me to talk about. Please, I'm taking all the recommendations down below. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you like what you've seen, and hit that little bell if you want to get notified next week. I will see you all next Wednesday. Bye!